Zero waste. Folks, welcome to another episode of Zero Waste. And today, coming to you from my off-grid homestead in a wintry scene of New Brunswick, Canada. I'll show you a little bit. And today is actually a really nice day compared to what we normally get at this time of year. That is to say, I think they're forecasting, I'm looking around, it's all snow on trees. They're forecasting -4 Celsius for today, which will be within an hour or so. It's almost afternoon. And what time is it? I think it's 12:30, so it's already afternoon. But coming up tomorrow and the day after that, I think Monday, they're forecasting +7, which for our region of our province and our country should be a good 20 degrees colder, or more. So it should be more like 20, 25 below Celsius, not 7 above zero. Anyway, today I wanted to, like I said, talk about zero waste, and in this episode I wanted to show you what I do with my orange, citrus. I was going to say orange, lemons, tangerines, clementines, mandarins, Cantonese. Let me change the camera angle and just show you what I got down here and what I'm going to do with it today and some of the uses for it. All right, so I'm going to go around and do that for you. Just one second. You know, while I set this up, so you have something to look at and listen to. Recently, just a few days ago, we had a little gathering here. Oh, actually, let me get that. A little gathering here. Gathering of just a few neighbors. Small gathering, I should say. There was about 20 of us. And one of my neighbors knitted this. This is just something that you can do. Sometimes you can put some lavender or something. I guess in this case it wouldn't match that, but it's as it is. It's a nice thing to have, but it's handmade. It's something that even if you don't have a lot of yarn, whatever leftover you have, you can do. And this is pretty sparkly because she knows I love sparkly things. And another neighbor, this is a family of 3. They just moved to our neighborhood. They just bought some land from us. They're building their house. They started building their house this year, and they're going to complete it next year. And this is what she gave me. She's got really a good taste. I mean, I say that probably because we share the same taste, but whatever she does is very tasteful. I think she's made us baklava, which is in this case more cakey than really those dense, heavy, dense, potent ones with the lots of cloves. But this is more cake-like, which I love. But what I'm trying to say between the gifts that I got is that we don't celebrate the holiday, the Christmas anyway. But you can make things like that. I mean, these things may or may not be handmade, but still wrapped in. I think they are handmade. The chocolate that's inside, hand prepared, but the foil is maybe upcycled. But these are great. Actually, this lady here, I tell you, she makes delicious Persian cuisine dishes, and maybe I can talk her into do a video or two with me, showing some Persian dishes. We'll see. But anyway, these are things that you can do as part of it. I'm talking about zero waste. If you have some leftover yarn, you have a container, and you can make it fit. I mean, she didn't make this and then necessarily buy the container to fit this exact amount of goodies. Maybe it's just a container from chocolate that was from another project, and she made this fit. Looks gorgeous, beautiful. Anyway, I'm just saying, recycle, upcycle, reuse, whatever. I don't mind, and people know that this is me. This is right up my alley. But anyway, so tangerines. So what I do with when I eat my tangerines, or even oranges. I may have shown you this in another episode, that how I dry my oranges. So supposing you have, and actually to compare them, oranges and tangerines. These are tangerines and clementines, and they're even coming smaller ones. They're tiny little, tiny things. Their skin is so thin and delicate that it doesn't take long to dry it. And I don't put them in the oven because I don't want to really kill any beneficial parts of it. And they still really smell really good. What we made with these on that night, the gathering night, was a chocolate cake that had orange juice, clementine juice, and whatever in it. So, and chocolate cake. If you've never tried it, look for a recipe. This show is not about recipes. It's, you're here. If you're here because you want to know what I'm up to and how I do things and my way of doing things. So in this case, I save these rinds or peels, and then I dry them. We have a wood-fired quick stove, which is always on, and it just sits on the oven door that's open, because that becomes like a space heater, and slowly dries. At this time of year in the winter, even if you live in California, it's dry as long as it's sunny. As long as you don't live somewhere that's wet and moist and a lot of moisture and rain, then they may not dry and make it go moldy. But if you just leave it in your house, anywhere in your house, in your bedroom, if you want it to smell good, sorry, not saying your bedroom doesn't smell good. Never been to your bedroom or anyone else. I don't know what this conversation is going. Anyway, leave it in your, what I mean is, don't leave it in your bathroom that if it has a shower in it, because it's moist. Don't leave it in your basement because it could be not dry enough and it might get moldy instead of dry. And maybe don't leave it in your kitchen, if your kitchen is not, if you're making lots of pasta kind of thing. But leave it somewhere dry. In the bedroom, that's why I said the bedroom. Okay, so now, you dry these things just like that. And I know better way would be if you were to zest it, grate it, and then just use that, which I do with some oranges, because they're harder to hold, whereas these guys are so delicate. You can't give it any force to it, to grip on it, to be able to give it the proper zesting motion or pressure. And so this side is not so bitter that you can't handle it eating it. And so they dry these, and then you pulverize them. Is that the right description? Anyway, I'll put in the blender away from the camera so you don't go deaf. And then when this turns into powder, you can use this now in many things. So I'll tell you some of the things that I use them for. If you have any other uses for them, let me know. You can use these in, like I said, tomorrow I'm making granola. So in granola, not instead of flour, but maybe half the flour, maybe in addition to flour. But you probably could replace the flour with this ground orange or tangerine peel. You can use it in your smoothie if you make smoothie, and that would be one way to make your smoothie powder. That if you buy it, go a long way. But if you don't if you make your own powder, then this would be one more ingredient to put in there. You can put it in the chocolate cake, like I said, or even vanilla probably. For those preppers, see, I didn't forget you. Those folks who are preppers, you can use these as vitamin C if should ever not be a time where you can walk into your organic health food store and buy your vitamin C capsules. And also, well, where we are now, we can get vitamin C from many sources, like pine, evergreen needles. They're very high in vitamin C. We can get them from, because we live in the forest. We also have a tiny little stream brook that we have watercress growing, and there we use that watercress. If you don't know, you can look it up. It has more calcium than what's the source of calcium? Think of the highest source of calcium. More than that, it has more vitamin C than the citrus fruit. It has more. I would say, I'm pretty sure it has more iron than spinach. It's an amazing thing, but it likes to grow in clear, very clear. Maybe I'll shoot a video one day and I'll show you where it's growing. Even in the winter, now that we're supposed to get a lot of rain soon, and our not winding, well, yeah, winding, but meandering stream will show at the beginning of it where the watercress is growing. It's like a carpet of very thin and shallow at the very beginning of it, and before it starts getting deeper, growing there. But that became harsh. But you may not have access to any of those things, and seeing as you do have access to tangerines and oranges and whatever, now I'm talking still to the preppers or anyone else that wants to listen. Then you pulverize this, turn it into powder, and it should keep for a long time. Especially if you keep those, if you get seaweed, those dehumidifying packages that come in things, even if you maybe in your shopping, and you can even put them in there to keep them. Moisture is what you don't want. That's basically what I'm saying. And if you keep them in not clear jars, in this case they are, because I want to see what's inside and they won't last long. And also to remind me that I gotta pulverize these. Because if these jars are black or brown or whatever, I won't know. You know that saying, out of sight, out of mind. I don't see them, then I don't know. I forget that they need to be done, then I forget it. So now I'm going to pulverize these. And I'll give you something to you look at these things here. I'll go and pulverize these, and I'll come back. And sorry about the noise. folks, sorry about the noise and sorry for the wait. But folks, if you could smell this right now, it smells insanely good. Just like when you peel your oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see. When you peel your tangerines, it smells like that. I think what I have to do though is, just for the sake of saving time and not have to have you wait while I do this, do mini batches. I only did maybe 2 handfuls and I have a lot more to do. So I would like to get these smaller piece chunks than this. I'm just going to attempt to get closer so maybe you can see. Chunks to be smaller, like less than half of what you're looking at. Alright, I hope you were able to see it. So that's, I will end the video here and I will go do that, and maybe I'll take some pictures of these, and then it smells so good and it's dry, and I'll take some pictures of these. You know what I was thinking? I might be able to use this, the powder of it, when it's pulverized, or maybe as chunks like that. Those of you who make soap, because it does have oils in it. You know how when you peel it, you get some residue on yours. I mean, I don't like to wash my hands after because I like to keep smelling the scent of these tangerines or oranges or especially lemons. So maybe you can put this in your soap if you're making soap, and even as chunks. The chunks of it would be not this big. Maybe again, when it's half that size, the chunks could act like the scrubbing. You know how some people put oats in their soaps and it's like a scrubbing agent. I'm not suggesting that you're filthy or anything. It's scrubbing your skin, but I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to, or make it even really powdery. Anyway, the smell is really intoxicating for me. I mean, I grew up with citrus fruit, so I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't like citrus fruit. But anyway, that's all for now. I will leave you with that thought of zero waste. That is to say, use whatever you can of what you already have. Don't have to go out and buy this. Let me see. Till next time. Bye.